Hey, it's Alex here. So a lot of people often ask me, what's better, the UK or Spain? Now that is of course an incredibly difficult question to answer. Spain has got a lot going for it. It's got the weather, it's got the lifestyle, it's got the food, but there are certainly some things that the UK does better too. Now I've been living in Spain for over 4 years now. Before that, of course, I lived in the UK. I was born in Luton and actually spent the majority of my time within Bedfordshire. So yeah, I know the UK pretty well. Well, that area of the UK for sure. So in this video, I'm going to try and go through some of the differences between Spain and the UK to see if we can answer the question as to which country is better. Now, I'd love to know what you think about this. Do leave me a comment below this video. Which country do you think is better? UK, Spain, or maybe somewhere completely different? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you down there. Okay, let's get into this. So let's start by talking about the obvious, which is of course the weather. As you can see, it's a lovely sunny day down here in Estepona, which is in the south of Spain. It's March, so it's not even summer yet. It's just starting to become spring. There's lots of people out walking. That is one thing with the weather like this. You do get out more, you do walk more, and you also do socialize more, because just generally living your life outside means you meet more people, you do more stuff outside, and yeah, you certainly move more. I'm always doing at least 10,000 steps a day just walking around the town in the sun. Now on the downside, in the summer it does get very hot here. Temperatures go over 30 degrees, and if you're looking to work, that can be a problem. It's hard to get stuff done and be productive when it is so hot. So I think in the UK, definitely more productive because the weather's cooler. And here in Spain, it is more difficult because it's so hot, especially in the summer. But in terms of lifestyle and getting out and about, Spain definitely wins on that. You're more social, you move more, and you spend more of your time outside of the house. One of the biggest differences I've noticed between the UK and Spain is the lifestyle in general. Basically, in Spain, people tend to enjoy life. Life runs at a slower pace. They take long lunches. They sit outside cafes for a while, enjoying a coffee. They enjoy the weather. They go out for walks. They just sit on the beach. As I can see there's some people just sitting underneath a palm tree just enjoying life. Whereas in the UK, I think people are a lot more career focused, a lot more work focused. There's a lot more rushing about, rushing to get to work, rushing home, rushing everywhere. And yeah, people don't take the time to actually enjoy life. Whereas here in Spain, they seem to. So yeah, the lifestyle is very different, I'd say. And if you're looking for a life where you take time to enjoy the simple things, then Spain might be a good choice for you. Now, I love Spain, but there are a few things that the UK does better. I'm recording this outside the Ayuntamiento here, which is the town hall in Estepona. And yeah, government stuff, that's one example where I think the UK does a little bit better in terms of getting stuff done. Doing paperwork, bureaucracy, it just feels more efficient in the UK. Now, of course, that could be down to the fact that I speak English fluently and I don't speak Spanish fluently, so that can make it a little bit more difficult. But I just find that there seems to be more systems in Spain to go through, more hoops to jump through, more paperwork. They're very strict on terms of, you've got to get an appointment for this and that and see the right person. There's not much flexibility. So I think that's one area where the UK is a little bit better. The other thing is customer service. I find that in Spain, customer service can be, well, not particularly good, but that might just be my experience. It seems like the motto, the customer is always right, is not really a thing here. And if you've got a problem with a company or maybe in a shop or something, it can feel like a challenge to get that resolved. In terms of online systems, I think the UK again does online stuff a bit better, although saying that things like banking and stuff here has been fine using the app. And there is even some government stuff you can do on the website. And I've got to say, the digital certificate system, once you get your digital certificate, which could take a little while, but once you do, it does work really well. So yeah, there's a few things that the UK definitely does better than Spain. So I'm just walking past some restaurants and this beautiful fountain here in Estepona. Hopefully you can hear me over the sound of the water. And yeah, plenty of restaurants around here, so it's a good opportunity to talk about food. Now, food is where I think Spain does win over the UK. The food here is fresh. It's local. There's great seafood. I mean, here, look. Great seafood there. The fruit and vegetables are better. There's less processed food, and food is something here. Food is something that is meant to be enjoyed, and people take time with their food. It becomes, lunch and dinner become an event rather than just something that needs to get done, which seems to be how it feels in the UK, that dinner is just something you've got to get inside you as a fuel. Whereas here, yeah, it's much more of an event. In the supermarkets, the food, as I mentioned, is all local. It's fresh, good quality, and fairly cheap. You don't see as many kind of ready meals. There may be one or two, but in the UK, you go into the ready meal section, there's a whole aisle of processed food. So yeah, when it comes to food, I love the food here in Spain, and yeah, that's certainly one thing that I think they do better here over the UK. One reason that people want to move to Spain is because Spain is perceived to be cheaper in terms of the cost of living. And I've got to say that that's probably true. Fresh food is definitely cheaper. Eating out is certainly cheaper. If you like a drink, you'll find drinks are cheaper. If you're a smoker, you'll certainly find that the cost of tobacco is a lot less here. So yeah, on that front, it's definitely cheaper. In terms of property, where I live in Estepona, there is a bit of a property boom on at the moment. There's a lot of foreign investment coming in, which is pushing up the prices. And yeah, property can be very expensive in this area, but of course in other areas of Spain, probably not so much. In terms of your energy costs, that kind of thing, they are creeping up here in Spain like they are in a lot of places, but I still say they're a bit cheaper than in the UK, although it's hard for me to make that comparison. So yeah, in general, I think the cost of living here is cheaper, but of course, if you're thinking of working out here, salaries in Spain are lower to kind of match those costs. But if you're bringing income in from outside Spain, then yeah, you can do very well down here and benefit from the lower costs while still maintaining a good income from abroad. But of course, one other thing you need to be aware of is taxes. Taxes in Spain do seem to be higher than a lot of places, and they will want to tax you on all of your income. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Maybe get some professional advice on that if you are thinking of bringing money into Spain. One thing people don't expect about Spain, and this could be a positive or a negative, depending on how you want to look at it, is how lively Spain is. I mean, because of the outdoor lifestyle, I'm just in this plaza here, and you can see there's a lot of people. It's quite noisy. There's a lot of buzz going on, which I like, but this can go on quite late. People stay up later, kids stay up later. So in general, Spain is more vibrant, but it's also noisy. It's just a noisier place. I don't know what it is about, people in Spain and the Spanish, but they do tend to talk louder as well. That's just my opinion, but yeah. Well, there's some noise going on up there because there's some kind of march or protest going on up the street. But yeah, in general, Spain is noisy, I've got to say. I mean, maybe that's just here in Estepona, but I get the feeling that overall, yeah, it's a noisier country. Another factor when it comes to noise here in Estepona is because there's a lot of investment coming in to the town, there is a lot of construction going on. So there is a lot of banging, a lot of drilling, and yeah, a lot of other noisy stuff, trucks going up and down the streets. So if you like peace and quiet, and you want to go to bed and it be absolutely silent so you get some good sleep, Spain might not be for you, and you might be better off in somewhere sleepy in the UK that's nice and quiet. I think in general, yeah, the UK is fairly quiet. Spain is quite noisy and vibrant. One thing people ask me about when it comes to Spain is Spain safe? I just thought of this actually, as I can see there's a CCTV camera up there, which are actually quite rare. What I was saying, Spain, there isn't that many CCTV cameras. So is Spain safe? Well, here in Estepona, I feel very safe. I'm more than happy to let my children go out and about by themselves. And yeah, walking around, I always feel safe. There is, I'd say, a bigger police presence here in Spain. There seems to be a lot more police. There's the Policia Nacional, there's the Policia Local, there's the Guardia Civil, and their presence is obvious. You do see police about quite a lot, whereas in the UK, I can't remember seeing that many police anywhere. I'd say there's definitely a lot more police here. But as long as you keep away from little dogs, you'll be nice and safe. So yeah, Spain is very safe, but then saying that, I find the UK fairly safe as well. I wouldn't say the UK is particularly dangerous. Obviously, that's going to vary depending on where you are in the UK. So I used to live in Bedford, and that always felt relatively safe. I grew up in Luton, and even in Luton, I've got to say, didn't have any particular problems with safety. So in comparison, they're probably about the same, although with that extra police presence here in Spain, I'd say that you probably do feel a little safer here. Compared to other countries, I don't know. I'm going to be doing a video soon with some of my American friends on what they think about the differences between the US and here, so that might be a bit different when it comes to that. So yeah, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that. Okay, before we get to the end of this video, I do want to just do a bit of a reality check when it comes to Spain. I mean, well, look at all these people enjoying their time here. But that being said, Spain is not perfect. I've known a number of people that have moved here and they've stayed here for a couple of years and then they've gone back to wherever they came from, whether that be the UK or somewhere else. Spain is not for everyone. I mean, the lifestyle is great, but you know, it's not a permanent holiday. You've got to build a life here and, you know, live a normal life. And with the bureaucracy, with the language differences, with the slower systems, people can get frustrated with that. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind. There's also some other problems. I did a video, my last video in fact, which was on the dangers of living in Spain. Do go check that out, because some of those have an effect on whether people want to choose a life here in Spain. So, you know, Spain is just real life, but with nicer weather. And you've got to keep that in mind, that it's not a permanent vacation. So which is better, Spain or the UK? Well, that's going to depend on what you value in life. If you enjoy a social life, if you enjoy nice sunny weather, if you enjoy fresh food, then Spain might be a good choice for you. However, if you prefer more efficient systems, if you like cooler weather, if you like to be productive, if you like a nice bit of cake, because I've got to say, it's hard to get some decent cake in Spain. That is one thing I miss. And the UK does do cake very well. A nice piece of Victoria sponge or something. If you like cake, then definitely the UK might be for you. But no, I'm joking. It does depend on what fits into your life. Spain is not perfect. Don't be under any illusion that Spain is going to be some magical, perfect place. It's not. It's got its issues. But a lot of people find a lot of happiness here. And I absolutely love the lifestyle here in Spain. So it's really going to come down to you. I would love to know what you think. Did you move to Spain from the UK? Maybe you're in the UK and you're thinking about moving to Spain. Maybe you came to Spain and then you went back to the UK. I'm also just being distracted. There's a very noisy dog over there. If you like peace and quiet, Spain might not be for you. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this video, what's going on in your life. I love to hear from you. I do read all the comments that I get, and I'll try to reply to as many as I possibly can. If you like this video, if you could click the like button, that really does help me out. It helps this video reach more people. And make sure you're subscribed so that I can see you in the next one. See you later.